In
All
progress.
right. Third time is a charm.
First time. First
This,
time for your YouTube following. YouTube, it's first time for YouTube Live.
yeah, first time for my YouTube following. Live here with Holistic Harry. Here, let me load it up. There we go. Okay, there we go. Yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Cool, cool.
Nice one.
Um, all right.
Yes, I can see it.
Your
Cool.
your people are gonna get the same message over and over again. But Holistic Harry's my buddy. Check him out. He's got bio links for a lot of holistic practices. Um, if just check out the material and information. You can read it on your own. So I don't need to educate anybody on my profile. You can do your own research.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but yeah,
you're on the powerful shit, man. You're on the clean slate. You're on the your family's on the boo now. The
well,
best fulvic acid out there by far, in my opinion.
yeah, the fulvic gut cleansing is after you were the one that actually woke me up to like the DMT in the gut, and the most powerful brain in your body is in your gut actually.
Mm.
And me and my wife got in a weird little argument about the gut versus it was about brain freezes, and I told her that brain freezes come from the gut. They don't come from the mouth. They come from the gut. Like
Right.
because you can hold a milkshake in your mouth and your brain will never freeze from the top of your mouth while it's in your mouth. But if you swallow it too quickly, you'll get the
Mm.
brain freeze.
Huh. Yeah. Didn't think of that.
Yeah. So it's your brain that's your gut brain that's reacting to it. It's not your mouth. You can hold ice in your mouth as long as you want, but if you swallow that popsicle, it won't hit you till that popsicle hits the whole stomach,
Is that
and
true?
then
What you're saying that the brain freeze doesn't happen until it hits the gut and not the mouth?
right,
I thought
because you can
I
hold
thought-
the as much milkshake in your mouth as you want, but if you gulp it real fast or slurp it down, then it's
Yeah.
freezing it because it's hitting your gut.
So as soon as the gut recognizes it's freezing cold, it tells the brain to freeze.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. So the gut's complaining, not the brain, and you think it's the head. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Jesus. Mad.
Yeah, it was. I don't know why that popped into my head one day. I think I was drinking a milkshake and I was like, I don't think they come from your brain. I think they come from your gut. And my wife was like, No, it comes from your head. And I was like, I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man. But yeah, the Fulvic is like the powerful shit, man. Like that Boo one is like I know there's loads of other Fulvics out there, and I know I haven't tried the others, and I will in the future. But I just see from the testimonials group, that's what got me on it. Everyone was just blown away by the power of it and talking about parasites.
it's
Do you see
always
that?
it's always testimonies that get me into all of it.
Yeah,
Like the urine therapy. A lot of people are like, What? Why'd you start doing that? Why? Like the testimonies. When I see a 50-year-old black man that looks younger than I do, and his skin is beautiful, white teeth, he's healthy, he's in shape, and he's saying it's because of urine, I'm gonna listen to him. Like I'm gonna take his word, and I'm gonna
yeah,
go jump off that cliff. And then people were like,
yeah.
"Well, it's toxic. It's a waste." I'm like, "You pee because there's pressure on your bladder. Your body will reabsorb it." And then they keep telling me that. And when I was in
Mm,
basic training,
mm,
I remember having to pee so bad one day,
mm.
and by the time we got back to the barracks, I had no longer had to pee. My body had reabsorbed it. Like,
Wow, that's a powerful experience. Like you need the pee desperately, and then you don't. So that what does that tell you?
yeah, my
Maybe.
body needed it. It was like, okay, we're gonna use that now, and
Yeah, you literally, like you said, it just gets reabsorbed back into the body. And I feel
right,
like everyone's doing it at night, Preston. Dry fasting and reabsorbing, you're doing urine therapy at nighttime because, I mean, unless you do go to the pee a lot and wake up, I'm practicing consciously for a few months now. Not peeing at now it's easy, not peeing at nighttime because then I can reabsorb more back into the body as opposed to doing urine therapy externally. Why do that if I can reabsorb it internally?
yeah. I was telling somebody else this the other day. How's it? I was like, I told my friend, the girl who's bought the Fulvic stuff. She
Mhm.
was saying that it's waste, and I was like, waste comes out your butt, not your baby maker. Like, why would they
Yeah.
put waste that comes makes a baby? Why would waste come out of a place that makes a child?
Yeah,
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 and so that's what I thought. In my opinion, why would my penis be expelling waste products? Waste comes out your
yeah.
butt, not your not your
True.
holy parts. So
Yeah. And well, why would they tell us to wash our hands after peeing?
yeah, I
They're
don't
like, oh,
believe in
make sure you
washing
wash.
hands. I don't wash my hands ever. Like unless they're
Yeah.
like really got some chemicals or something on them, or I don't ever wash my hands. So
Yeah, that's smart. And if you did go down and wash your hands route and believed in it, then urine is fine. So why are you telling us to wash your hands with tap water after urination, which is amazing? Another thing with swimming pools too. So they'll tell you not to pee in pools. That's the most holy thing you can do. Most loving, kind, amazing, awesome thing you could do.
you're sitting in a pool full of chemicals.
Yeah, and they're
Worry
telling
about the
you not
pee.
to. Yeah, they worry about the urine, which is going to clean up the chemicals ultimately. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that's disgusting. Like Jesus. Another thing, the sea too. Hey, someone was talking. I saw on the clean slate root thing that I do think clean slate's powerful, but someone was telling the founder of Root that they wanted to dump clean slate in the ocean because it's so toxic, the ocean. And I think that's true, but that's really kind of wasteful considering we've got our urine, and they're not into urine therapy. A lot of the people that do these things that we know are powerful, and just thinking, wow, just pee in the. Don't worry about clean slate in the ocean. Just pee in it. You make it for free. You know, way more powerful.
Mhm. Yeah. I hear the root and clean slate works better together. Like, is that
Which one? Do you mean the root with the clean slate with what?
for the gut? The
Oh, with the restore and
yeah,
you talk about restore.
yeah,
Definitely. Yep.
yeah. So I want to get my son on that as well.
I
But
think
with
that's worth it, man.
yeah,
So we
but
didn't
with
get for your audience that you're on the clean slate, the root one. That's a really powerful seal
well,
light.
my son's on that. My wife is getting the full Vic for me. But see, like, if you look at my face, like right here and stuff, it's I've got discoloration everywhere. I've noticed that helps a lot. That full Vic gut cleanse. So
Oh,
here, let
nice.
me.
Yeah.
I'll go to that YouTube page real quick so everybody on my broadcast feed can see
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
the page, because they've got amazing testimonials on this page.
Hmm. Which one's this? This is the boo full that you talk about.
Yeah, the
Yeah. Oh God.
fulvic
Yeah.
and humic solution for candida, biofilm, leaky gut, fatigue
Oh yeah.
parasites.
If anyone your side's interested, they got to get themselves in that group. In fact, you should invite them, Preston, if they are Facebook friends, and you should invite them
Okay.
because then you'll get the people under you. But what I was going to say with that is
Yeah, just
one of the
message me.
fastest.
I'll invite you.
Yeah, it's one of the fastest growing groups on Facebook.
It's
Health
huge.
groups.
Well, the first time I looked at it, there was only like 1,000 or two, and now it's like
I know
36,000.
and that is not huge by any other means than literally the product is so powerful. That is the only reason why it's
It
going big.
reminds me of that stuff they put on you before they do surgery or something. That's what it looks like. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
no, not really.
That
um,
brown stuff that they rub, like if you were to get a shot, they rub that like brown stuff over your skin.
all right, okay, I didn't know about that. Yeah, yeah. Well, this one's way cooler. It's like you do the face mask with it, isn't it? And the baths and the drinking of it. It turns everything black like a mud, but it doesn't taste bad. Doesn't make it taste disgusting. I've noticed for some reason.
What does
So
it
yeah, it's
taste
good.
like?
Just like your normal drink with a little bit of. Yeah, it doesn't taste of anything really. I can't really say it because I put a lot in it. I don't do like an 8 for teaspoon. I put like a whole teaspoon or like 3/4 of a teaspoon.
Mhm.
It just maybe maybe if you're used to a sweet taste of fizzy drinks and whatever, a sweetness to your fruit juices, it will dampen it a little bit. Maybe I would say that. Not a lot, not a really bad taste. So yeah, so fucking powerful. It's ridiculous. It oxygenates the cells 45%. Like it's ridiculous what it does. It's highly nutritious. Highly. There's fulvic acids, and then there's this one that you're on, the boo one, and it's the
Well, we
best
just
one.
launched it,
Mm.
so
Yeah, well, you got to let us
I'm
know.
excited.
Let us know how that one goes, definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But yeah, with
do the
with
face
the
thing. My wife
oh
is
yeah,
interested in the feet. She's having like
get her
so.
on the boo baths, but also you know that the restore when you get that one too for the root, that one goes on the skin too, and it can go on any part of the body. But you can do facials with the restore. It's designed for the skin and internally. It's a really sweet tasting what do I call it? Not a juice. It's like liquidy, kind of like a jello, I guess. It's solidy liquidy thing. It's really cool.
Kind of like a film.
Yeah, actually, do you know what? It's kind of liquidy. So I say it's liquidy, but it's liquidy that goes on the face and can go on the skin. It's really cool to restore. I got some more because I had like 4 boxes of it, Preston, when it first came out, and I ate all of them too quick. I went a bit crazy. So I'm gonna calm down now. And
You
eat them
always
slowly.
jump in head first.
Yeah, this one was like the taste and lack of willpower though. It was like it was so tasty. I was like, shit, I've got to stop eating them because they're expensive. Like, I'm running out, my money's running out. Like, so yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about my moon observations a little bit. That's the
Yeah,
one that's made my channel blew up like recently.
yeah,
That Dell from Beyond the Imaginary Curve shared on his channel, which I was
yeah. Talk
super
to us
hyped.
about that
As
one.
soon as I shared it, I gained like 60 followers, and then it kind of just kept going from there.
Hmm.
And I started doing the inboxing people, so it
Hmm.
helped out a lot. But the moon observation, it works best when it's winter solstice because the moon is on its most northern track because it's winter driven because it's cold, right? The moon has a cold, different energy that it gives off than the sun.
Yes, yeah.
So, and like Tesla said, you need as much moonlight as you need sunlight. Your biological compass needs both.
Mm.
Um, so right now I need it right above me. So,
Mm.
like, say you have bubble clouds right above your head, right?
Mhm.
And it's midnight, full moon, and the clouds are real thick. That light is only going to stay within that little region right above you.
Mm. Mhm.
So it's right above you. But what about somebody 20 miles down the road? Is the light
Mm.
right above them? Say you're 5 miles apart and you're both high up on the ground, um, far enough to be able to see each other, but far enough to be separated from each other's light.
Mm.
Say I'm observer A and observer 2 is here, and I'm looking up. We're both looking up. We're both looking up at a moon right above us, and our clouds are lighting up our clouds. But if we were to look at each other's clouds, they'd be dark.
Mm. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because it's your own personal light. You can't see somebody else's light. The sun's the same way, but it's a
Mm.
brighter light, so it's harder to tell. And we're doing more experiments. My wife has started to work with me. She started to support and believe in what I'm saying because of
Yeah.
the observations. She gets it. Now, these sun observations,
Mm.
it's easy to do solo observations, but where you really are going to see that they're personal to you is with multiple perspectives. And I just
Right.
figured I'm getting better at learning all the computer stuff, how to broadcast, how to record, how to make YouTube videos.
Mm.
And I got a program that I'm getting better at, which allows me to split screen. So right now we're gonna summer solstice is about to be here, and the sun is gonna be right on top of us. So,
Mm.
well, same purpose. You need the thick bubbly cloud day, and
Mm.
right at 12:30 when your shadow is right underneath you,
Yeah.
um, we're gonna be like two and a half miles apart, where I can see the water tower she's gonna be standing in front of,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm gonna be on top of a parking deck next to the highway in Dallas, and we're both going to be recording identifying clouds, right, that are
Mm.
above us. And the sun is going to be shining beams 360 degrees on top of me and 360 degrees on top of her cloud. It's impossible for 360-degree beams to come out from both of us if there's only one sun.
Huh. Whoa. Yeah, I hear what you're
Yeah,
saying.
we each see our own light.
Yeah, I love your theory, by the way. It triggers a lot of people, I've noticed, in every community, including the flat Earth community,
Oh yeah,
that there
because
is
all the flat Earth models are anti-magic. And what I mean by that is they have
Mm.
no divine principles to them, and none of them match reality. Like you have the AE model with the ice wall and the physical glass dome, which nobody has ever experienced either one of those. They want it to be a finite reality where it's like, oh, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Where
Mm.
like on square Earth theory, you have an infinite east-to-west loop. Your sun rises and sets to you personally, so why
Mm.
couldn't you Pac-Man just like your son does?
Mm.
So if the
Yeah.
light's personal to you and it Pac-Mans from east to west, why can't you Pac-Man from east to west and not experience it? We can create video games where there's a Pac-Man. You don't think God could create something where there's a Pac-Man?
God can create anything.
Yeah,
Anything.
God can create anything, right? So there's magical principles like us seeing our own light, and I've been able to explain this just through words and people understand it. Like, why does
Yeah.
the moon only illuminate clouds directly above your head? Like,
Yeah.
that's a magical
I
experience.
must admit that I love I've got a bias towards your theory because I think it's amazing, like the idea that there's own personal moon and sun. Is that what you're saying? A personal moon and sun for everybody?
Personal moon, sun. Now the stars are personal to the Earth because you'll see like different constellations based off where you are on the square grid.
Hmm.
And so, but that's your personal compass. It lets you know where you're at, how far you are from here, and you'll see different stars. You will never get lost on Earth because you have your own personal compass. And that's what
Yeah.
the stars are. They let you know how not to get lost. Another thing that the A model's not correct on because they're both turning the same direction, the south and the north. When the stars in the south and the north do this, they go opposite directions. So if the A model's doing this everywhere, what
Hmm.
about the southern stars that do this? You'd get lost at sea trying
Hmm.
to navigate the southern stars if it's spinning the opposite direction, but it's supposedly all going this way. Do
Hmm.
you understand what I mean?
Kind of. Yeah. They're
Yeah, the
saying
A
that it can't
model
be.
is everything rotates this way. But
Yeah.
but people in the south know their stars don't rotate the same way as the people in the north.
Right. So it doesn't work that way because
No,
they're
it doesn't.
opposites. Yeah.
It's nonsense. And same thing with concave. It's just
Hmm.
they want there to be fine like a physical reality with everything physically explained, but that doesn't match the laws of physics. Like
Hmm.
people upside down, water sticking on the balls, ice walls that you've never experienced east to west, um,
Yeah.
domes that we've never touched, things like that. Like they want you believing in more things that you cannot prove.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. When I started getting into the flat Earth, I couldn't. It was the basic Eric Dubay observations that really got me in, and it made complete sense that I never ever thought about
well,
before.
they do that.
Like
They
the
do
upside
that.
down thing. You said, the upside down one. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Why are we not upside down, Australia, and all this gravity bullshit?
You're in the labyrinth.
So yeah, it was bizarre, man. It was fucking bizarre. By the way, what do you think of the holographic one? Because I resonate with that too. Like the
To an
idea
extent,
that
I believe
yeah,
some of it. I do believe there's a physical reality, right? And that
right,
like I think the Earth is physical. I believe the sky is holographic. I believe some of nature is holographic, like trees and things like I've seen like on psychedelics. I've seen geometric shapes and
yeah,
patterns. Like they almost look like pop out children's books, and you're like, and you can see the perfect geometric pattern to it,
yeah.
and you're like, what is that? Is that a hologram or is it a real physical object?
Hmm.
So, but I do think this world. I don't like the fact that the hologram would suggest to me that there's another world and this life isn't real important. And I think it can kind of connects to like a simulation theory,
Yeah,
and
simulation. Yeah.
where I only think simulation is true with genetic coding. Like there's only so much um available choices for nature to be able to make. But I believe free will and we make our own thoughts and consciousness, so that
Mm,
kind of removes me from that part of the simulation. Like I don't believe that all choices are predestined. I
yeah.
think God knows all the choices and
Mm,
knows your beginning and, but I don't think but I think they're endless almost. Like so
mm. Yeah,
it's
it's
a
definitely
crazy world
super
we live in.
interesting. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I love the fact that you've always been thinking for yourself more than even because I know that the flat Earth is in a way thinking for yourself because you have to get out of the unprogramming of
Mm.
whatever they've been telling us about whatever shape it is and all the lies with NASA all that stuff. But you've gone a step further into your own theories that you like really passionate about and you like do the exploring and gone deep with it and it all makes sense to your head and it's like a mastery for you almost a super passion. You have to get the information out there to people. So
You
that's
have
really
to
cool.
be passionate. You have to be passionate to be able to for I guess the great spirit to talk to you. That's why I kind of like yeah, I don't believe that I think I'm smart now. Like I do believe in myself now, but it took a while for me to get there. Like I started believing
Yeah.
in myself. So,
Oh yeah, for sure. And it takes a while to get to that level of deep of experimentation of knowing what you know, so that it can come across better to other people. Because at the beginning, when you don't know, you unconfident yourself, and you're still trying to figure things out, and you might think you're right, but then people don't believe you because you're new to it, and they can tell from your voice and how you say it because you're still
hmm
learning. It takes a while to get to that stage where people are like, oh, as you grow in your confidence, people can
hmm
hear you more and
hmm
resonate with your truth. Right, so that's good.
well, if you can, there's a difference between regurgitation and speaking from experience.
Mm,
And that's what I noticed when I woke up from to flat Earth. I immediately jumped into another model. I do think I will say it. It's something that gets repeated around a lot in the flat Earth community. That it's nice to have a model to go to get you away from thinking you're walking downhill constantly off a ball, or
True.
you
Yeah, I think
needed
so.
something else to visualize a flat play, because
Yes.
some of the indoctrination was so hard for me to get away from that I
Yeah.
couldn't not picture like I know China's over there, it's not there through the ground. Like
Yeah.
England's like not over the curve, it's right over there. It's not.
Yeah.
So um yeah, it was hard unbrainwashing myself. And then they have this whole psyop squad ready for the arguments, ready for the disinformation. When every
Yeah.
truth that you stumble on is going to have a whole bunch of disinfo agents.
Yep.
Um, and and that's what I noticed. I didn't think for myself till I started debunking the AE model, and then I started going outside and seeing
Mm.
things, and I started talking to myself or God out in the woods, and I was just like, I need the words for what I'm seeing. I know. And then it just all started clicking for me. Like I spent a lot of time by myself. I stopped
Yeah.
listening to what others were forcing me to say,
Mm.
and I got better at dealing with all the charlatans and the people
Mm.
trying to tell you that there's levels, there's gatekeepers, there's people who friend you to constantly tell you how good you are, and then one day they'll just start arguing with you. Like, you
What are
know what
they
I'm talking
called?
about. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
the fake friends that really buff you up and then they take it away.
Yeah. Like,
Love bombing, they call that, isn't it? Love bombing. They bomb you with love and they come out and they go against you. And all along they want just to, yeah, they build you up to take you down. I know what you mean, man.
mhm.
There are people like that. Yeah.
And then it throws you off. It throws you off. You don't know how to exactly feel about it, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's mad. It's a mad journey, man. Like, and you was talking earlier about the algorithms too and all that. And was you banned from Facebook, getting in jail and stuff for talking about this stuff? Did you get?
I got banned off Facebook for calling the past 2020 year, the common cold. For 30
Right.
days. I called it the common cold. I got 30 days.
Whoa.
And I was just
Well, I guess
basically,
that's
and
I guess that's what false information, isn't it? What they call
well,
fact checkers would have to.
I referenced a science book
Right.
from 1989. It said that this was a common cold. And I tagged 80 people in it, which I can no longer tag people. I can tag up to 3 people at a time on Facebook. They won't
Oh,
let me
right.
You know how you can tag like 99 people?
Yeah.
I can't.
Right. Permanently.
I guess I tagged 3 people today. I posted my YouTube video. I went to
Yeah.
start tagging people. Like
Wow.
yesterday I could tag
Yeah.
like 50 people, and then I made another post I could only tag like 20 people, and today it was only 3 people.
Wow.
And most of my
Wow.
friends say they don't see my post unless I tag them.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a reason to tag. Yeah, to get the information out there at the end of the day.
Yeah, a lot of my friends ask me to tag them. Like when
Yeah.
I upload a YouTube video observation or explanation, they want me to tag them. They're interested in the sun, moon, and stars. Most people are. Like, there's some people that aren't, which blows my mind. I mean, you got your own little personal sun in the light. You don't think that would like it heals you, it cleans you, gives you vitamin D, it makes your skin look beautiful.
Yeah, well, it's a different to what other people are saying on them.
It
So that's
cures that common cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, personal sun, man. Like Jesus, that's a good ego trip too. It's like I've got my own personal sun. Like
We all
no, it's
do
not
though.
even that.
We all
It's not
do,
even
though.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not even that, bro. It's more like if it's what you're saying is true, then it ties back to the divinity of like the amazing creation that we live in. Like everyone is perfect. You are perfect. You are God. That's how I see it.
You
Like,
got to
we are
believe
God.
that though.
Yeah.
You wear 70% water. You got to program yourself, and people think you're super ego, self-centered, and all that nonsense. They label you that when you say, "I am a god," and I feel that way, and you should treat yourself as you are a godly vessel, because you program that energy and aura inside you. It's like that thing where you can program 2 bottles of water. That's you. That's what you should be doing. You should be programming yourself to tell yourself you're smart, beautiful, godly, all the time. And if you constantly tell yourself you're not that smart, like my friend, he's like borderline waking up. I'm getting him. He's my gaming buddy, but he always says things to me like, "Oh, I'm not that smart," or like, "I'm not a scientist. How would I ever be able to figure that out?" Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, use your brain.
Yeah, man.
You are smart. I tell him that all the time. He makes money. He figures things out. He builds things, makes computers. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're if you wanted to, you'd be way better at this than I am.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, isn't it, how people could be successful on the outside, but they can still have those negative thoughts to hold them back from their next levels, like that guy, your friend.
Well, because
Ultimately.
they're playing the system. They're going along to get along,
Mm.
and they don't want that reality that they've built to change. They may find some kind of fear if they break
Yeah.
that reality up that their life
The
will no
income will
longer
run
have.
dry, the wife will leave them, the people call them crazy, the social pressure aspect of all these things of taking a red pill.
My
Yes.
wife has had to deal with me going through a wake up. They're like stages of grief when you wake up. I remember
Mm.
when I first woke up and I wanted to argue with everybody about 9/11. Then it became something else, and then it became. I was real toxic when I found out about 9/11. Like, I had
Mm.
an ego trip about it. I was like, "You're dumb if
Yeah.
you can't see that building's being blown up. You're stupid." Like,
Yeah. Oh, that's key. The ego trip is huge. With once you become aware, all of a sudden of these things, you do get a massive ego on it. How can you not? Like, and
that's
then you
why
get
I
the
don't get too much hatred for like Joe Rogan, because if it
mm,
wasn't for a lot of those things that he woke me up to, I would have never progressed to who I am now. Like, I would have never started making DMT. I would have
mm,
never gotten into psychedelics like I did. And after I
yeah.
lost my son, the psychedelics helped repair my soul. Like, they put me back together again. And
Jeez, man. Yeah.
yeah, so
That's epic. I didn't know you made DMT. Fucking hell, man. Like,
yeah, it's really easy to make.
is it?
It's yeah,
Huh.
super easy
I've
to
got a
make.
friend that's got a couple that have recently told me they're making it 2-3 months ago. I haven't spoken to them in a while. I need
Yeah,
to get in
you
contact.
you
Yeah.
basically take pipe cleaner, you shake it
Yeah.
up, leave it in a jar, it separates. Then you get naphtha, like lighter fluid, and you take
Yeah.
4 jars. You pour the naphtha in there. You make sure it doesn't create bubbles. You roll it around. You extract the naphtha out of there. You freeze it in the jar. It turns into crystals. You take the crystals out. You put it on a plate, and you let it dry. And then boom, you smoke it.
Oh, that sounds sick, man. And then you can do
That's
your own
that's a quick
doses and that.
version, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
But
that's fucking epic.
I got a lot of. I started just getting it from a buddy like a year or two ago, and it's same thing like making your own food or garden or like anything. Doing it
Mm,
yourself, I think you get the better experience. Like something
mm,
happens there where you get a better connection with the chemical. Like you made it, you put the love into it. And
like that.
another
Mm,
thing is when I was making it, I still have the jar that we turned it into a piggy bank, my
mm,
DMT jar.
mm,
And as I was rolling, like shaking up the jar, it just started telling me, "Make me with love, make me with love." And then
mm.
that night, I started to watch a ayahuasca documentary, and the shaman said when they were the plants are what told them to mix the two plants for ayahuasca. And as they were stirring
Right.
it, they were
Yeah.
saying, "Make me with love, make me with love." And I was
Oh,
like, "Get out of here, get out of here!" Like, there's no
yeah.
way.
Yeah,
So
mad coincidence, isn't it? Because you do have to wonder with the ayahuasca how they got the ingredients to know to have the MAO inhibitor in it
I said
at
the
the same
plants
time.
told them. That's what the shamans were saying, that the plants told them to mix it together. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. That's so fucking
And
true,
so
man.
the
Yeah.
DMT was telling me to make it with love, like,
Yeah.
and it turned out I got these huge white crystals, and the stuff that I got from my buddy just wasn't the same as what I got. I don't know if he was making it
Mm,
quick, doing it for monetary purposes or whatever it was. It wasn't as good as
mm.
what I had extracted. So, and I
Yeah.
don't know if it's because maybe he felt great about what he made and it worked for him, and
Mm,
if I was to give him mine, it wouldn't have been the same for him. I don't know, you know?
yeah. Yeah.
So we
Super
got
interesting,
a
man.
chat room. Thanos.
You got some people in the chat room.
There's
Jesus.
4 people in here.
Oh, nice, man. Didn't know those work, those chat rooms.
Tutorial
How?
Fields. Eric DeBay in it, make money. Yeah, I think people should make money off their passion if they feel like they're onto something,
Well,
regardless if
yeah,
it's flat
I'm
earth.
making money off my passion.
Yeah,
Health. I'm happy.
spread the word.
Yeah, man.
Can't get pregnant, my ovaries are deceased. I'm sorry to hear that.
Hmm.
Told you should have a lifetime ban for spreading propaganda. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
so there's a hater on your YouTube, I see.
Oh yeah, got me a hater. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Lifetime ban for. But here's the thing with what you're saying. Are you actually causing, like, I like your theory, and I like, and it might well be true. But even if it wasn't, and we'll just go with that for a second, what harm are you actually doing to the world by being passionate and speaking something that, like, I mean, come on, let's be real here. Like, Jesus, what harm are you doing? Like, watching someone light up, thinking for themselves, and trying figuring out something, man. That's not like a sin. Like, let's be real here.
Well,
Like,
if I'm wrong, prove it.
right, yeah,
I, I will listen to any objective explanation that you have to tell me. I promise you, and I'll listen to you. And if you can prove to me that we don't see our own sun, moon, and stars, small, close, and local to every observer, then I will listen to you. And you give me visual, empirical evidence, I will change my mind. But it's been 6 years, and I've been preaching this for 6 years, and
yeah,
it's only gotten better. Like my explanations have gotten better, my experience has
yes,
gotten better, and now I'm learning out how to do the recordings, do the experiments,
yeah,
and I have people helping me now. And
yeah,
it's hard to do the observations with one person. It's not. I can
mm,
easily sit here and explain with the camera, see how the light and this, but if I have two perspectives that can see each other at the same time and be far enough to be able to show that the light's directly above them,
yes.
that's
It's
yeah.
a whole new
So
level.
let me explain it to you this way for you people listening.
Mhm,
So say we're on a highway where you can see both people. It's
mhm,
completely clean, right? There's no trees, no scenery. We're far enough away. The moon's on top of me,
mm,
and the moon's on top of you. Do you think you're going to see my cloud lit up?
no,
No. But if a physical light is lighting up a physical cloud, my cloud should stay lit up regardless of of
yeah,
if you can see me and my light lighting me up, a physical light lighting me up and lighting my cloud up,
mm,
that no matter how far you leave from me, as long as you can still see me, I should still be lit up. But no,
mm,
that light when you leave me is gonna follow with you because it's your light, and then it's gonna follow your ass down the highway and stay
yeah,
above your head, and it's gonna get dark where I'm at. That's a fact. If you don't believe me,
yeah,
go do the experiment yourself. It will follow you down the highway at winter solstice above your head when it's above your head. So
yeah. I
the
like
moon's
that, man.
always centered at for everybody. The full moon is always centered at midnight.
Mm,
Yeah, it's a centered experience,
mm.
centered to you.
Yeah, that's powerful explanation, man. And I agree. Can I ask you, like, is anyone else that's joined? Is it literally you feel like it's just you? Have you connected with anyone that's on the same level with
I mean,
this?
I have 500 and yeah, no, I've woken up a lot of people up to this, and I've
Yeah,
seen other channels that kind of say the same thing.
yeah. Oh,
Um,
that's good. Yeah.
I have a video on my channel of famous writers, poets, scientists, all
Mm,
talking about the firmament and the way they describe the moon lighting up clouds. Like they're saying it's in the sky. You got Van Gogh, you got Tesla, you got Shakespeare, you get all these people that were
mm,
rich, famous, powerful, smart people, all saying similar things as I am. Like,
mm,
and so, and even like our perspective is so limited, right? So we
mm.
have, what would you say? You see about 30 to 50 miles to the horizon, depending on how flat your
Yeah, that's
environment
what
is,
they. Yeah,
right?
that makes
Right.
sense. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a very limited circular sight, right?
Mm.
Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah. 30,
So
50 miles is not long.
So if I do a time lapse of the stars above my head at night, it
Mm,
shows at a 2 3 hour rotation, it'll
mm,
show them spinning above my little small perspective. I can't see beyond the horizon, so they're
mm.
rotating perfectly a circle right above my head. Like the pinpoint will be right above my head.
It's got to be
Now
because
think
your
about
eyes are
somebody
limited.
a
Yeah.
100 miles that can't
Mm,
even see me. They're experiencing it right above their head too, at the same time, doing the
yeah.
exact same thing. We can't see each other's perspective.
Mm. Because even are you saying the stars are personal too to everyone?
Well, you see certain ones at certain
Mm.
angles based off your grid location. That stars are your compass, but they're still
That's
personal to you. They'll let you
right.
know if you've reached the southern hemisphere or the southern crux or the if you're getting
Mm,
closer to the far north. But that's basically it lets you know where you're at. But they're still small, close, and local. See, the person 50 100 miles away from me is still seeing the same constellations because we're in the northern hemisphere. but they'll see them at slightly different angles because they're your compass. And then closer you
Right.
get to the
Yeah.
equator, you're going to see straight lines. And then when you get to the southern, it'll spin the opposite way. And then you go further south, you'll see the southern crooks. Like they're your own lights, but if you're together, it's a collective experience. But if it's individual and collective at the same time, it's a grand design. Like our creator knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think I'm discovering anything new. I just think I'm rediscovering something that they have hidden. That's my
Oh, I
personal.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I like that too. Yeah, they've definitely hidden it. I mean, Jesus. Why do you think that? What's your opinion on why is this all hidden? Why is this such an important issue?
We see our own sun and moon. The
Yeah,
sun's
why is
extremely
this?
healthy for you. I mean, they tell you to put
Right.
sunscreen on that
Yeah.
causes cancer. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they're trying to poison us. That's the government's trying to control you, and the elites are trying to kill you. That's what's going on. Like, like
Yeah.
what they want you poisoned and controlled. And that's because you're their money. We're the product. Humans are
Mm,
the product. Like,
mm,
there's nothing on this earth that's worth anything else but human time. Like, human love and experience is the time. Like, they want you slaved up and working for them, and because that's
yeah.
money. The human hours is what's money. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's a crazy world out there, man, when stuff like this is I'm really grateful actually to be woken up to so many things, and this is a huge one to me, like the shape of what the world we live in, because it's part of a control system, that controls us. And fuck it, man, it's not easy. I remember rejecting all of this. Just even the flat Earth generally, I was rejecting it for a lot, like for a couple of months. I was like, nah, man, like, don't know why I did that. I mean, cognitive dissonance. Like,
during winter solstice, the moon will be it'll be almost directly on top of you, but it comes. I got a video explaining the moon's tracks too, but during winter solstice, the moon rises slightly to the northeast, and then it'll come south of you, right? So like at noon, full moon noon, it's pretty high, but it'll be still slightly south of you. For the equinox, it'll be more at an angle like this, and for the winter time, or summertime, it'll be out in front of you to the south. So equinox, wintertime. So during wintertime, it'll only be illuminating these clouds almost directly above your head. I've got dozens of pictures of the moon only illuminating clouds that are like a mile or two above my head,
mm,
real small circumference of area,
mm,
only illuminating those clouds.
mm,
Somebody 10 miles down the road is having it happen. Somebody 10 miles that way is having it happen. Somebody 10 miles that way is having it happen. Only
mm,
illuminating their clouds. If clouds are
mm,
lit up, they should stay lit up. If it's a physical object and a physical light, that should stay lit up. I don't know
mm,
how people would have not understand that.
mm. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a physical light lights up a physical cloud. The light doesn't leave that cloud because you move somewhere.
Yeah. Stays the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I really do like the personal sun theory. Like, I know people have bashed you a lot for it, like in the
Oh,
time.
I
Like,
don't care. Like I know, like before I used to care, but I'm gonna keep plodding forward. I'll take all the
mm,
trolls and stuff. I really don't listen to it anymore because I know they're not listening to me. They don't
yeah.
care to listen to me, or they're there just to distract me. And so I know what I have is the truth. I have dozens and dozens of explanations that explain it. Here, let me tell you this: the sun one we're gonna do when I go to Mississippi, because I have a few buddies, my cousins, and their friends. They're graduating from Ole Miss this year, and we're gonna get on Highway 98, which is a huge flat highway east to west. We're gonna meet up at a bubble cloud, right? A bubble cloud day. You always need the bubble clouds. They're the ones that the chemtrail clouds. They kind of mask the sky, but the
Mm,
bubble clouds allow you to see more of the beams, like more of
mm,
direct sunlight, right? Like
mm, mm,
so, and it blocks more light, so you can see where it's directly coming from. So we're gonna meet up at a cloud, two people in each car. We're gonna drive about three miles away from each other, and then we're gonna record the sun facing south,
mm,
and one person in each car is gonna record it, and you're gonna see the sun moving behind each cloud from each
mm,
observer, and then we're
mm,
gonna merge the split screen together.
mm.
So the
Whoa.
sun's going to be going from behind cloud, behind cloud, behind cloud, and it's going to be doing it behind cloud, behind cloud, behind cloud, and then we're going to merge the screen together.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, man. That's gonna be epic. Well, yeah, make a video of that, man. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that's one of the other the experiments that I'm super excited for, and
Mm,
these explanations I can explain them to you and you can understand them. In a sense, I really don't even need to do them because you've experienced this stuff your whole life.
mm,
Like people get it. My mom, I've told sleeping giants. That's the way I describe them, sleeping
mm,
giants. I've told
mm.
people that I told my mom the moon observation, and she goes, "The Earth's not flat. It's not flat." It's like she started immediately like rejecting like what I was
Yeah,
saying. I was like, "But you get the moon observation." She's like, "Yeah."
mm.
Like, but the Earth's not flat. like, okay, mom. Like, well, I'm
Bless
not
her.
talking about the Earth being flat. I'm talking about the moon only illuminating your clouds. Like, so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's cool, man. Yeah, yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about that'd be useful for people about the theory that you got?
Um, really, I would just say start thinking for yourself. Like,
Mm,
and if any of it resonates with you, then start doing your own observations and experiences and speak from those experiences only. Like, people don't want to hear you regurgitate mainstream science. They don't want to hear you regurgitate flat earth stuff. They want to hear your experience.
mm,
And they're more willing to listen to you if it's a real story. They don't like I want to
yeah,
when I'm talking to you, I want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to what you talk to somebody else about.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like I want to connect with you. I don't want to connect with your science book. Like
Yeah, that's smart, man. Stories and your own real experiences with things is powerful. Do you know what? It's been really cool, man, talking to you about this stuff. We've gone over the place for this one for your YouTube. This was just the flat Earth, but there was stuff before with health, but it was all awesome, man. We'll post it up and just free information. It was really good, man. We just went all over the place, didn't we?
let me
Like literally.
let me share your bio link. Here we go.
Mm,
Where you at? Harry view profile. Yeah. So here's his bio link, Holistic Harry. You go to his Facebook page, Holistic with Harry.
it's got everything. It's got all the
And
most
here's his
powerful
YouTube.
supplements that you're on as well. So yeah.
Yeah, bio link. Yeah, we started buying all these substances. You got his YouTube, Instagram,
Mm.
all your holistic practices on here. They're super healthy.
Yeah,
So if you,
man. It's all about health and all about love and experience and untruthing and fucking the lies that the system's told us, which we've just everyone watching this will relate to. There's a lot to unlearn, like a lot. So it's good. I really appreciate the conversation, man. It's been fun and epic, like it really has, like, as always. But we should do another one, like
yeah,
formalize it.
how did your books go?
Yeah, they're all right, man. Like
Which is fine.
they're all right. I've
I'll figure
written
it out.
7 so far. I'm gonna doing the 8th at the moment, but I'm procrastinating a little bit with it. I'm being honest. Just
Somebody,
being lazy.
I talked to a guy earlier, Xander 300. I've
Mhm.
also got you featured on my YouTube page. So if I go to my YouTube page, right,
Mhm.
and I go to featured channels,
Mm.
I have you on there.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Channels,
Yeah. Yeah, there were 7 free ones, and now I'm going to do one for the first time on the paid therapies because they're just powerful too. So I'm going to evolve because I don't like being stuck in a box and doing. I used to be really anti supplements a lot, and now I
I remember
changed.
that. I remember
Yeah,
that.
that's weird, isn't it? That's growth. And I know people that still are and that don't like me now because I've gone down the supplement route. But the
Yeah,
thing
I
is, I
saw
never.
your caffeine and salt
Yeah, oh, you saw that.
post, and
Yeah.
then you got a
God,
bunch of
oh my
it
God, so
triggered.
much hate. But the
Yeah,
thing is, I never mentioned coffee in that. Did you notice?
yeah,
Everyone talked about coffee,
right.
but I didn't say coffee.
I drink a
By the way, I don't
glass
know
every
whether.
morning. I still drink coffee, and I want to
Yeah.
get off of it. I just got off kratom, whatever you want to say.
Oh, that one. Do you think that's bad? That one.
Eh, the way I was using it, because I was in the oil field and
Mm,
I was using it to keep me going. Like
mm,
the oil field is one of the most hardest, dirtiest jobs, stressful. You got thousands of pounds of pressure on, like on
mm.
lines right in front of you. You got these headphones that are squeezing the living shit out of your head and ears, and people talking. You got to be on your toes.
Mm.
It's an easy thinking job, but it's stressful, super stressful, and you got to be going. And my body was
Yeah.
exhausted all the time, so I was using kratom to mask that tiredness, and I was just be dead on my off weeks and
Yeah.
doped up
And it
on my
works.
work days. It worked, but you have when you get addicted to it, it's like a light opiate withdrawal. You get
Ah.
fatigue. There's a
Yeah.
lot of little. I would say if you're trying to get off of opiates, then go to
Mm.
the kratom. but don't just go to kratom because you're looking to itch a drug high.
The drug high. Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, I've heard bad things about it and good things. I got to experience them, I guess, to know and appreciate your knowledge on that.
Yeah, well, people with abusive, addicted personalities should stay away from anything with side effects, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, because I know I have an addictive personality, and
Mm.
I'll go off the deep end on most things. So
Yeah, I think me and you both, and probably people watching this, we all have this extreme addictive in a good way. We just moved from the bad stuff to the good stuff. So like we do all the kind of experiments. So that's cool.
where did all these people come in the chat? I don't even know. I don't even recognize a single one of these names.
All right, yeah, that's the thing with YouTube. It's a bit harder to build connections, I found. Facebook is a bit more easier. You get to know people.
Hmm.
Instagram too, I struggle with. But yeah, it's like more random. You don't see the pictures of people on YouTube either, a lot of them. So
No,
it's
you
like, oh,
don't.
yeah, could be this weird guy watching you right now. A fat dude that fancies you. Like okay.
Yeah, that eats fast food McDonald's, and he's telling me how dumb I am. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Have you heard of the quickly before we go, you heard of the mushrooms, the 30G? Did you know that you heard of this? 20 to 30G in magic mushrooms, not 5G. You heard of that?
what do you mean? Like eating 5 grams at a time?
Yeah.
I like to eat about 8 to 10 at a time.
Okay, that's a lot. Did you know about the 20 to 30G
No, I've
possible?
never.
And
I ate 14 grams one time.
yeah,
Um,
well, that's a lot. Jesus.
yeah, it was fun though. But
Yeah.
the length of the trip is the same. The intensity changes. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So,
14G must have been insane. Jesus Christ.
well, I've never. Yeah, the 14 was good. I personally am real comfortable in those spaces. Like
Right. Yeah.
I took I even smoked DMT on it. So like,
Whoa. Yeah.
boom. One time I packed a whole bowl full of DMT and literally hit it hard as I could ever hit anything. And I went
Yeah.
blind for 15 minutes. Like I had
Oh.
this purple curtain come over my face,
Yeah.
and I
Jesus, man.
literally couldn't see anything, and I had
Yeah.
tears of joy. Just my whole shirt was wet when I got done because I
Yeah.
was laying on a hardwood floor and it felt so isolated. And I just
Mm.
started like streaming tears and
Mm.
laughter, like it was like this chuckle of cry and happiness. And
Mm.
then like soon as my wife's friend touched me and was
Mm.
like, "You okay?" My eyes started working again. Like I was like, I just started laughing. So
Well, that eye was open and those eyes were closed. So that eye was fully on. These were offline, and then that one came on. When these come on, that one goes off, and that's
one
so
time
true.
I took like a whole like a 6 7 strip of really strong gel tabs of acid, and me and my
Yeah.
wife were tripping, and I had one of those Neo moments. You know where he gets his eyes burned out by those
Yes,
cables?
and you can still see
And you still
everything.
see?
Like,
We were
yeah.
laying on the couch watching something, and I had closed my eyes, and I was like, I can still see. And like I was like walking around the room with my eyes shut, like picking things up and setting things down.
Whoa. Whoa.
But I could see everything almost like there were shadows of stuff. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. Jesus Christ. Fuck, man. But yeah, this guy says 20, 30 Gs is very possible and very awesome to do regularly. And
It's hard to
Calamity's
get
name.
that down. What do you blend it all up and then?
Yeah, he says it doesn't taste very nice. He died unfortunately. He died of COVID, if you believe that shit. But anyway, he was a black dude, and he's got loads of people doing it, and now there's a legacy building on of like 20 to 30 Gs eating it. And he said that it's so bad tasting you vomit, but then he vomited it. What
Oh,
he
the
do was
purging process.
right, so he'd vomit some of the stuff because of the 30 Gs is a lot to eat, right? And
Yeah.
he'd just eat it again. So he'd work out, I vomited this amount, and he'd go and eat up to the 30G. And he'd do this like every 2 weeks a week, even if he didn't want to. And he experienced the realms of the depth of, it's beyond ego dissolution, maybe. It's in the other realms, isn't it? 30 Gs and mushrooms.
Hmm.
You're another, you're not your,
Did your stock ever get resupplied?
for the Amanita.
Yeah.
No, that's coming in next month because we're nearly in, well,
Hey,
August.
you need to tell me the day that it restocks so I can hit the buy button.
Oh well, I'll fucking remind you, man. That's for sure. Because he's gonna have restock in August. He's gonna go. They're gonna go hardcore.
I'll record my experience for you. I'll get my friend. I'll eat 20, 30, and I'll have
nice.
him
Have you ever
record
eaten
me
that
for
before,
5
though?
minutes.
You ever done that before? You ever done Amanita muscaria before?
No,
The red
I've
and white.
eaten lots of different kinds of mushrooms though.
All
But,
right, so you're well experienced. Oh, you'll
I-
like this one, man.
I hear the amanitas are more physical. Like then they,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I'm not even that of an expert on it, if I'm being honest. I had one trip that was really good on, and also with it, sometimes it's not about amounts, unfortunately. It's a different mushroom. Sometimes a lot of it can have nothing, and hardly any of it can have something. So in that way, it's very
Hmm.
unpredictable.
It's the
But I
purple
mean,
in it that gets you.
yeah,
Yep.
and to be honest with you, bro, there is some poison in it. I mean, you've got to
Hmm.
dry it definitely, and then to really magnify it, you dry it and boil it into a tea, or simmer it into a tea in the process. Then you're gonna really up it. But yeah, man, it's
Have
incredible. I
you
did.
have you tried ayahuasca yet?
Nope. I want
No.
to. I'm
My
going
friends
to, but I
got
want
some.
to.
I
Oh,
and
yeah.
I got scared last time.
You got scared of
When I
Aya?
bought it,
Yeah.
I was still working in the oil field, and I was extremely toxic. You know, I was addicted to kratom and energy drinks and just
Yeah.
all kinds of nonsense I was putting in my body just to keep going. And
Yeah.
my friend was like, "You need to fast for a couple of days, or you're gonna get really sick." I was like, "Oh no!" Like, I was like, "I don't want to shit my pants and all over the house." Like,
Yeah.
so, but
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
I can get the ayahuasca.
Yeah,
I,
it is a scary one. I mean, but then you've done DMT, so it's weird to me that you're scared of
but it's
Aya when
only
DMT.
DMT's a 15-minute trip. It's not 7 8 hours.
Right, but DMT, you completely lose your ego, and that's the most scariest part of psychedelics to many people, the ego dissolution, the fact that you're attached to this bodily realm, and then when you leave the body, you get an experience of non-duality. That's scary to
Oh no,
people.
me
Like,
those are my comfort zones. The where I
yeah.
start to get uncomfortable is at like 6 hours in, and I want my brain to work like it used to. like
Oh,
like
interesting.
eight
Yeah.
hours in, and I'm like, am
Yeah.
I gonna go back to being normal,
Yeah,
or
because
am
you're not
I
used to it for
fucked
too
like
long.
this? Yeah,
Yeah, because that's interesting, because most
because it seems
people,
like forever when you're in those places, like
yes.
eternity. Like
Yeah,
so.
well, to me, DMT, Chunga, when I took Chunga, and that doesn't last very long, it seemed like eternity, and I wanted it to
Mhm.
end because I was. So you're just at another level to most people if you're being real. That it's just like you push yourself so you can be used. You can used to not being you for a short period of time, but when you're not used to being you for a longer, there's levels, isn't there? The longer you are, like you said, away from yourself, the harder it's going to be, and you can take much more than most people. But even you got limits. Like 6 8 hours is a lot for you.
There's a
Yeah,
certain
man.
amount of reality I think that your mind really needs. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So I've
Yeah,
never
so,
done peyote or mescaline or anything like that.
yeah,
Um,
nor me. There's so many out there. Iboga too. Like, there's so many cool ones that. Syrian rue. There's like loads of them that are fucking cool.
the Syrian rue, my friend that I get the ayahuasca from, he when I buy the mushrooms from him, he's like
Mm,
my shaman dealer, I guess that's what I call him. And
yeah.
he gives me Syrian rue and mushrooms. When I buy the mushrooms from him, he gives me the Syrian
Smart.
rue. I take the Syrian rue first, and then I take the mushrooms.
Oh, that's so smart. You heard that? That magnifies it, doesn't it? It
Hmm.
magnifies the mushroom
It
experience.
alkalizes your body first, like completely alkalizes your body. Like it's such
Right.
a hard alkaline that'll make pregnant women go into birth. Like
What, Syrian rue?
yeah, like it's not good for pregnant women to take because it'll literally make them go into contractions.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
Whoa. Yeah, and did you know that it's a MAO inhibitor? MOI. Is it MAO
yeah,
inhibitor?
it helps your body receive the psychedelics. So
Yeah, so with ayahuasca, when people say about the MAO inhibitor, you just buy the ayahuasca with the Syrian rue, and you can do it that way, I heard.
I
It,
agree. I think most shamans are full of shit. I think
yeah,
there are people who are experienced guides and unexperienced guides. I think, and like you should just be around people you trust. I agree with you, Thanos. There.
yeah,
So
nice one, man. All right, this has been a good one, man. We talked for a bit. So, anything last words you'd like to leave your audience and the Zoom for us with that we
yeah,
didn't cut across?
um, hit me up on any platform that you can find me on. Protector of the Realm, Preston Vaughan. Um, I'm easy to talk to if you have any questions or anything. I'll subscribe back to your channel. I'll follow you back. I like to network. I live in Dallas, so if you want to meet up and do some observations and experiments with me, let me know. I'm down always. I'm a people person
Yeah,
in general, so
like that, man. And lastly, before I leave as well, before we all leave this, I'll say that I'm coming up to USA next year, all things being well, and I'm sure it will be well. I'll come meet you, then we'll just do some stuff, man. It'll be
you're
cool.
more welcome to spend the night at my house.
Yeah, it'll be awesome, man. Look forward to that. So
Yeah, I
thanks
get
everyone
a
for watching.
extra
Yeah.
guest bedroom in my house. You
Oh,
can.
I love that, man. I definitely will. You know what I'm like. I meet up with people, so that's good.
Yeah,
So we'll
Dallas is a
definitely do.
beautiful city. I'd love to go to England one day. My wife
But
wants to go visit.
Do
So
swapsies over here, man. Like Jesus Christ, yeah. I'm moving to London in 2 months, but 2 months next month, so that's good. So
you getting
yeah,
your own place or?
yeah. Going on a 2 month holiday away from my parents, which would be great, and so that'll be good.
How's
Looking
your
forward to it.
relationship with your dad? You doing good?
No.
I'm surprised
All
he
right, let's
hasn't
go.
started jumping
Let's
on you yet.
Nah, man, let's go because we're gonna fucking talk forever. But no,
Yeah,
that one's just shit, man. You know what people are like. Parents and families are like fucking
yeah.
they're
My
not the
mom's a
worst
little
in the
bit
world.
like that too. So,
Yeah.
all right,
But yeah, man, I look forward to. I really enjoyed this conversation, man. I appreciate it, and yeah, I'll see you guys next year, man. That'd be fucking amazing. Can't wait.
for sure. When is that, by the way? Do you
I don't
know?
know. In July. I'm.
About
It's
this
all
time next
dependent.
year?
I think yeah, man. It's whenever's easier to get to USA without the fucking COVID thing annoying us. So
I
whatever
think
that
it'll
is,
be gone by then.
let's hope so, bro. All
Yeah.
right. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Peace.
Take it easy. Bye.
Dun 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 dun. Thank you all for watching. Um, please subscribe to my channel. Protector of the Realm. Hope you all having a beautiful day. Go check out Harry's stuff.